Tulsa, Oklahoma is home to one of the largest collections of Art Deco buildings in the world. And here at 624 South Boston Avenue in downtown Tulsa, we're looking at the Oklahoma Natural Gas Building. Built in the 20s, once Oklahoma Natural Gas chose Art Deco as its choice in architecture, it set off an Art Deco boom across the city. By 1930, Tulsa had more buildings of 10 or more stories than any other city of its size in the world. The Oklahoma Natural Gas Company building is constructed of reinforced concrete, enclosed with buff tapestry brick and trimmed with Indiana limestone and vitreous tile. The height of its 10 stories is enhanced by the piers, which rise unbroken to the top of the building. The windows are inset between the piers and spandrels that are covered with decorative tile whose motifs include the stepped-in and chevron geometrical shapes of Art Deco design. The richness of materials and designs in the interior of the building are a significant feature of the zigzag Art Deco style and contrast with the austerity of the latter streamline and public works administration periods of Art Deco. The building continues to be a viable part of downtown Tulsa and provides a visible and tangible link to an important period in its past. The Oklahoma Natural Gas Building was listed in the National Register on April 10, 1984. We're here on the 4th floor of the 624 Boston building with Chris White of Signal Factory. Chris, what did you do here and why?
Well, in looking and establishing our new business downtown, we were really looking for a shell that we could sort of use as a blank canvas. And obviously, an Art Deco building like this provided a lot of opportunity. A great shell that we completely gutted and were able to kind of define.
Well, what struck me the moment that I walked through the door was I'm walking into this 1920s Art Deco building, obviously historic, and I see this ultra-modern finish inside, the concrete, the sleek walls, lots of lines, and it kind of brings the old together with the new.
Yeah, I think that was the appeal of this place. We brought lighting, we brought polished concrete, even exposing some of the great terrazzo and concrete that have been covered for 70 years.
So Chris, what exactly does Signal Factory do here?
Signal Factory is a broadcast, design, and animation company. We're really happy to be downtown, to now be able to offer our services not only nationally, but to the local area.
Well, it's good to have you here in Tulsa. You can certainly trust the design of somebody who has something cool like this. And I think one of my favorite things that you've incorporated into the architecture here is the candy dishes. Want to dress thousands of homes? HomeGuideTulsa.com. A few featured properties for you here. 7714 East 85th Street. Had been off the market, now it's back on. 189.9 in Chimney Hills Estates. Partially remodeled, thanks to a small leak and insurance. It's funny, okay, now, don't be scared when stuff like that happens. You know, when you've got a house and things have been fixed and fixed professionally, that's a very good thing. Especially, we'll be coming up talking about this in a little bit, when it comes to like termite treatment. Every house in Tulsa is eventually going to get termites. So go for something that's got some treatment, has been professionally addressed. 7714 East 85th Street, Chimney Hills, 189.9. Okay, got some others here. Luxury level, 900,000, Jink Schools, Oak Hill, 11439 South Sandusky Avenue. 5 bedrooms, 4.5 baths, beautiful. Has a detached garage, partial attached garage and detached garage. That breezeway with a loop drive, you can actually drive through the 2 garages. And you know what's so important about this one is it's a private gated community. If you look at this from Google Maps, it is incredible how much, I mean, it's just kind of nestled in South Tulsa. You can see how large the lots are. I think this one's like 1.79 acres. It's big. Let me just say, big. How about the next one? 1375 East 26th Place, 1,190,000. 5 bedrooms, 5.5 baths, beautiful remodel in Midtown Tulsa. 1375 East 26th Place, a gated drive, 3-car garage, 3 levels. There's a bedroom suite on the 3rd level. the downstairs, a completely remodeled, up-to-date home theater, hardwood floors, old world style. I mean, it's hard, you know, sometimes you remodel these older homes and they just look like new houses. They lose their character. This one preserved the character, gave it all the energy features, enhanced the style. 1375 East 26th Place. Want to address thousands of homes? HomeGuideTulsa.com or call us, the Baskin Real Estate Specialists at McGraw Realtors, 918-258-2600.
I'm Mike Tedford with Tedford Insurance. The next time you need a quote for your home or auto, call Tedford Insurance at 918-299-2345 or get a quote online at tedfordinsurance.com.
Hi, I'm Ryan from Bloom Outdoor Environments, and we're here doing an express design installation for landscaping. First thing we do is just to remove the grass and weeds and any junk, and for example rocks, the gravel over there, just to prepare for the plants to go in. And then the next thing is to do the soil amendments, which is basically just topsoil and also compost. So pine compost is usually what we use. So basically that's the first step. And then you till up the soil amendments to make sure it's all evenly mixed. And then that prepares the soil for the plants. And then you start the planting phase. Usually you do plant the big stuff first and then plant the smaller stuff as you go. And basically after that comes fertilizing, spread fertilizer. It's just the same fertilizer you use for flowers, just all-purpose, triple 14 fertilizer. And then we basically just water the plants after that. So that's pretty much the basic process in this simple, small-scale landscape bed that we're doing today. So and the whole purpose of this again was just to allow this to be an affordable package. So basically that's the process, just a very simple, small-scale landscape installation. It's just a small landscape, but it really makes a nice impact, and we're trying to make it affordable so that everybody can enjoy landscaping. So basically, that's the gist.
Hi, I'm Steve Currington with Currington Mortgage. Are you stuck in a rent situation because you got bad credit? Well, if you call us today, we can help you get your credit cleaned up so that you can be a first-time home buyer. We specialize in working with people that have credit issues, credit challenges, bankruptcies, divorce, things like that in their background. We can help you get that cleaned up so that you can get approved for a house, and we'll make it easy for you. Call us at 918-394-5626 or visit curringtonmortgage.com.
The best way to find a good moving company is to first make sure that you're talking to your realtor. Realtors use moving companies on a regular basis with their various clients. They know which ones have established reputations and do a good job for their consumers. The Better Business Bureau, looking at the rating of each of the companies. We're A+ rating, which is the highest rating with the BBB. Oklahoma Corporations Commission. They have a website. You can go to that and you can see all the licensed moving companies in Tulsa. And in Tulsa, there are a lot of moving companies in the phone book. Very few of them are licensed and insured. So you do, as a consumer, need to make sure you're doing the due diligence to find the right company. And then lastly, probably the best way is word of mouth. If you have a friend or a relative who's moved and had a successful move with a company, that's a good starting point.
Well, my name is Dwayne Montgomery. I'm the founder of Montgomery Exterminating, and we're a family business. I currently have got my two daughters and my wife that help me in the business, and our employees that have been with us for a really, really long time. Our employees typically have been with us longer than most companies have been in business. We really care about our staff, and that's really what sets us apart from a lot of the other companies. Every single morning we meet from about 8 to 8:45, and we discuss the day that they had before, and then we discuss the upcoming day. And when the phone calls come in, I can visit with them about what's going on with their business, and I know what's going on. We're a relationship business. We know most of our customers by name. We never have any intention on being a really large business. I want to be hands-on and really let our customers know that we really do care about them and their family. We work Monday through Friday simply because we're a relationship business. I want our employees to have a relationship with their family. I hope that they go to church on Sunday. I just think that's important for me and my family, and that's what I want for them and their family as well. We're a small company, but we service thousands of customers. We go from Tulsa to Stillwater, and we go from Tulsa to Grand Lake. In 1995, Dow Chemical had come to us and asked us to get involved in a new product that they were launching called the Centricon termite baiting system. So our tiny company was involved in this initial kickoff, and we've been selling Centricon now for all these years. We stick Centricon stations around the homes that have termites, and then we come back and we monitor those stations. We put bait in them. The termites then take the bait back to the colony, and it eliminates the termite colony, and the termites are no longer in the home. And that's how we know that it works. We know that it works because all the houses pretty much that we sell Centricon to had termites. Now they don't. Centricon is a standalone termite treatment, so you don't do anything else other than install the stations in and around the home. Don't be fooled by imitators. Not everybody has the Centricon system. A lot of people say, well, this is like Centricon but different, and it's only different in the fact that it doesn't always work exactly like Centricon does. So once again, Dwayne Montgomery Exterminating. You can contact us through MontgomeryExterminating.com. You can become a fan of ours on Facebook. And like I said, we appreciate your business. Montgomery Exterminating, 438-4885. And as we say, call me, Dwayne Montgomery, at Montgomery Exterminating.
It was the 1920s and oil was booming in Tulsa, creating some of the most spectacular, beautiful, and historic mansions in Tulsa. There was competition among homeowners who could build the biggest and the best, and here's one on South Madison with some interesting stories. Let's go in and visit with my friend and fellow member of the Tulsa Luxury Property Group, Gordon Shelton.
Gordon, tell us about this fabulous home we're in.
Well, it was built in 1928. George Winkler was the presiding architect on the home. P.J. Flanagan was the man who built the home.
He worked for Skelly Oil.
Sinclair.
Sinclair Oil.
Sinclair Oil.
Oh,
yeah.
It was Skelly was the big competition.
That's right, across the street.
Okay.
Up the corner. But the Flanagans traveled quite a bit in Europe, so they had a real feel for the type of home that they wanted.
That's why this design is so different.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's more of a Mediterranean, Tuscany villa, if you want to call it that, rather than the surrounding homes are very Eastern in character as far as brick and English. And,
Notably different.
Yeah, right. So, you know, they really created a masterpiece here. I mean, there was a lot of attention to detail, as you can see through the home.
Tell us about this dining room.
The dining room was pretty interesting because at the time he had built the home, and then with the Skelly Oil Company in competition with Sinclair, he and Mr. Skelly had a competition to see who had the largest dining room. So he actually enlarged it, made it longer. That's
Well,
why it's so big.
back when I was telling the story, I had the Skelly Mansion for sale
Right.
a number of years back, and I was telling that story of wanting to have the largest dining room.
That's
and
right.
So we extended it,
Yeah.
and little did I realize at the time that there was competition just down the street.
Down the street, yeah.
Now, what about, it's been recently remodeled, but with particular detail or caution taken to detail of its original construction. Tell us about that.
The original stucco is intact, the tile roof, the beautiful wood floors in both the formal living room and the dining room are intact. What was accomplished was an upgrade in electrical, plumbing, a new master bath addition, a swimming pool, a new kitchen. They really modernized the home to our standards, what we need today.
And recently had a garage added. I mean, it's a very comfortable home.
Oh, yeah.
But you certainly know that you're walking into a historic place when you walk through the front door.
It's just got that one-of-a-kind feel to it. You couldn't build this house today for the kind of money.
What's the value?
I think it's valued at about $1.7 million.
Wow. It's a spectacular place. And Gordon, I want to thank you for this rare opportunity
Oh,
to
my
see
pleasure.
one of Tulsa's most historic homes.
Want to address thousands of homes? HomeGuideTulsa.com. Take a look at some of the featured properties we have there this week. Starting with this brand new one on the market, 6408 East 95th Place. This is in Mill Creek Bridge. $179,000, new carpet, new paint. Take a look at the pictures online, as always. Fabulously photographed by the Baskin real estate specialists at McGraw Realtors. Here's what's great about it. Master suite downstairs. The dining room, double doors, French doors that are opening into the family room. Huge family room, great place to entertain. And the kitchen, comfortable,
eating space inside it, and it has a pass-through, so a nice buffet into the dining room. So a very unique home. Mill Creek Bridge is it's kind of like owning a cabin in town. You ever seen those houses out there?
They're great. I love that neighborhood, actually.
It's really unique. I mean, you're living in the trees. You have a pond with waterfowl. I think it's a sanctuary, you know, whatever they do, the protected areas. Paths around it. You can get out on the river trail. It's right there through the neighborhood. Gated. Neat place. $179,000. I think it is one of the lowest prices in Mill Creek right now. 6408 East 95th Place, new on the market. Here's another one, new on the market. 2936 East 102nd Street. This is in Delaware Point, just across the street from one of the Jinx Elementary Schools. 101st and Delaware, which is really confused at this juncture with Riverside because it's just an extension of Riverside there as it curves around. $249,000. And for this square footage for an appraisal, 3,033 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and a 3-car garage. Okay, how about one more? 5339 South 76th East Avenue, $139,000, brand new on the market again. Southern Plaza, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, excellent price per square foot, master bedroom downstairs and a full bath, 2 living and 2 dining. Hear what I said there, 2 living and 2 dining, $139,000. 5339 South 76th East Avenue. Want to address thousands of homes, HomeGuideTulsa.com, or call us at 918-258-2600, the Baskin Real Estate Specialists at McGraw Realtors.
Today I want to talk about the 5 things that I think everybody should know when they're walking into the purchase of a new home. And the first item being, get your pre-approval first. What you want to do is call a lender or a bank that you trust that can start your pre-approval process and really determine what your income says you qualify for. Second thing is, don't buy if you're not going to stay for at least a few years. If you purchase a house and then you sell it within, say, a year, 6 months, you may not be able to get your investment out of it, and you may actually lose money if you don't put enough down. Number 3, aim for a home that you can afford. I can tell you what you qualify for, but more times than not, most people have a predetermined number in their head of what they can afford. And so you know what that number is. Make sure you share that with your lender rather than just say, what do I qualify for? The 4th item is, you don't have to have 20% down to purchase a home. And we talk to people every day that are under the assumption that they can't buy a house because they have to have a large down payment because of everything that's happened in the mortgage business in the past few years, and the business is constantly changing. However, you do not have to have 20% down to purchase a home. And the last item, number 5, is get professional advice from somebody that you can trust. The internet's a great tool for you to get resources and to do research, but don't rely on that solely. Make sure that you get on the phone or in front of a mortgage or real estate professional to ask those hard questions about the stuff that maybe you don't understand, rather than relying on blogs or stuff that you find on the internet, because there is a lot of good stuff out there, but there's some stuff that'll lead you the wrong way. So I want to make sure that you get professional advice. Talk to someone, any real estate broker, realtor, mortgage banker will be happy to sit down and talk to you, I'm sure, either in person or on the phone. So make sure you get that professional advice from somebody that you can trust in your community.
Well, there's a lot of talk about the glamour of real estate, and at times it really is a fun job. It can be kind of glamorous. A lot of people look at the different things you get to do, but it's not all about really nice, polished properties. And right now in the market, there are a lot of foreclosures. Banks taking properties back, people in pretty desperate situations that are what we would call short sale candidates or near foreclosure. And so we're ending up with a lot of properties like this, what we're about ready to go look at, that need some work. And so the bank's right now trying to decide how much work they're going to put into it, how much money they think they could get out of it, and maximizing their dollar, because they've already taken a really big hit on it. And we'll just go and take a look and give them some advice on what to do. Yeah, this one, I tell you from the front, this one doesn't look quite as bad as some of the others would. Obviously, locks have been changed here, but I tell you, the funny thing on this one, the banks have actually been, fighting over who owns it. So we had a second mortgage and a first mortgage. The first one changed the locks. The second one bought it out, and they've now changed the locks. So now they're the new owner, and they're the ones that we'll be dealing with. Definitely signs of what you'd expect in a foreclosure. It's amazing. People just won't throw things away. So we'll get in here and see what kind of damage we have. Most of the time we get into a foreclosed property and people just, they haven't cared and they've literally destroyed the place. I won't call this one destroyed, but I certainly can't call it pristine. Just leave behind what you don't care about and move on with your life is generally what happens. Not surprised to see the stove gone. It's kind of nice that they've left some of the appliances. People will sell that and just take what they can. The first job on these foreclosures is to do just a full clean out. It wouldn't take much, you know, there's not a lot of, doesn't appear to be a lot of holes in the sheetrock or some serious issues. That's where the damage comes in. And sometimes domestic disputes or something will really destroy a property, but this one, maybe after the clean out is done and some simple paint, carpet, and get rid of some wood rot, this might not be such a bad place. So really, here we're going to have all new countertops. This is gone. The floor really didn't look that bad, except it's peeling up all around the edges, so that's going to have to be redone. Tile backsplash may be able to be salvaged. We've got some serious wood rot here in the door frame, which is an unfortunate place to have it. It's very common, but that piece is going to have to be replaced. Good thing that the doors themselves aren't rotted. They're a steel door. So some more wood rot on the outside, and really just cleaning the place up. The roof has some staining, but there's not a significant amount of curling to the shingles. Obviously, we'll have somebody look at it, make sure that there's not a lot of hail damage to it, and if we can get that to pass most insurance inspections, then maybe we can leave that alone. So now it's time to talk to the bank, see what they want to do.
What happens after a fire in your home? Well, there's a lot of cleanup, that's for sure. We're here in an apartment building that caught on fire, and the Tulsa Fire Department got here in time to put the fire out and keep the real damage contained to this one area. But we have a huge mess to clean up. Who do we call? PCC Cleaning and Restoration. Roger Fisher, owner of PCC Cleaning and Restoration. What are the next steps to clean up such a huge mess like this?
Well, in a case on this, Darryl, what we need to do is all the material that has gotten damaged from the fire, we need to remove it. So then we can go...
I mean, that's like the entire inside of this apartment.
Yes, it is. And basically it's just cosmetic here, but we got to remove all the sheetrock that's blistered and get it out of the facility so we can focus on the structure of the facility and start sealing the framing.
When I'm selling houses, one of the biggest concerns after a fire is that there's going to be some lingering odor. Now, you pointed up here in the attic about how you're going to clean all of this out to make sure there's no odor. Explain that process and why you want to make sure it's done right at the moment that it's restored.
Okay. Well, the reason you want to do it right is first you got to get all the charred sheetrock out, and then we deal with the framing and the structure of the building.
And here there's been no structural damage, really.
No, it's just been cosmetic damage, and it's been mostly sheetrock, and it's broke through in a few places into the attic. So what we'll do in a case on this is we'll remove all the damaged sheetrock, remove the insulation.
Because that's where a lot of the odor comes from. When on a humid day,
Yes.
after a rain, that odor is going to come back out of those items that weren't removed.
Correctly, as an insulation and sheetrock, or even the decking in the attic, as you can tell here. So what we do is remove the sheetrock, the insulation, Then we would get in the attic and seal the decking as well as the framing and trusses.
Roger, what about electric? I mean, were the wires melted? Isn't that going to be a future hazard?
That is something, once we get the debris out of here, then we will cross that and inspect that at that time when everything exposed clearly where we can view it.
Who comes out and inspects that? Is it a city inspector? Does the electric company come out and look at it? What happens?
No, we have an electrician that's licensed that comes out and takes a look at it, and then at that point, if there is any damage, then we go further there.
Okay, now you're working all of this out with the insurance adjuster. I found that really convenient. I mean, you're here working all of it out, making sure the estimates are okay, and as the owner is just sign off on it, get it back to normal so we can get it rented and back in business.
Yes, our job is to make it as less painful as possible for the owner of the property as well as the insurance of just doing a good job getting it done well and right and back to like, kind, and quality.
Well, you're definitely doing that so far, and I want to keep tabs on this and kind of show people what the process is, and I'm looking forward to it actually, because this is going to be better than it was new. No one was hurt. Everyone got out just in time, and it started as a simple fire on a stove, just a pan melting.
Yes, correct.
So just a small thing that turned into a big mess.
That it did.
PCC Cleaning and Restoration, Roger Fisher.
When you see a millipede, the legs go straight down normally and they curl up in a little ball. We've all seen these in our house. We find them in the house. It's a little curlicue looking thing, and it's died. And the reason is that it's died isn't because you always have Montgomery Exterminating doing your pest control. It's because they require a lot of moisture to survive.
Because they used to be sea creatures.
Exactly, because they used to be sea creatures, and now without the moisture, they're not going to live very long in your home.
So a millipede, the legs go straight down.
Right. Centipedes, on the other hand, they go straight out, and they have 100 legs. No, they can have 60 legs. They can have 150 legs.
The longer they get, the more legs they get.
Yeah, that's exactly true. Because, like I told you before,
that's what confused me.
Yeah.
Because I would see these things, and some I would say, okay, well, this one doesn't have many legs, so it must be a centipede. But somebody say, no, it's a millipede. Well, how am I supposed to tell?
You're just, well, and it doesn't really matter if you have Montgomery Exterminating doing your pest control, because we eliminate them the same way.
Yeah. They're dead if they're centipedes. They're dead if they're millipedes.
Exactly. There are so many things to know about the insect world, and actually these aren't even insects. They're arthropods because they have more than 6 legs. But there are so many things to kill, and I don't know everything there is to know about everything. I admit that readily. So oftentimes we have to go Google and try to figure out what the heck you've got.
Well, that's all for this edition of The Future of Real Estate. Hope you've had as much fun watching it as I've had putting it together. You can find more online at darrylbaskin.com. We'll see you next week.